Hey guys, Chart Stoppers back with another video. In this channel we take a look at different stocks and map out their key support and resistance areas on their chart. It's important to know these areas before you buy any stock, and it's also important to know what kind of a trend a stock is in before you buy into it. Support and resistance is one of the most important things you should know about a stock before you either buy or sell. And also, if you're doing any day trading, swing trading, or options trading, you're definitely going to want to get familiar with support and resistance. And just to let you know, I'm not a financial expert. These videos are for educational purposes only, but I am here to point out key factors on the charts which do impact the price action of a stock. I also provided a link in the description for Webull. You could use that to start an account and you'll get 2 free stocks. And I also provided a link for Robinhood. You could use that to start an account and you'll get 1 free stock. Just to let you know, we will be doing 3 videos per week on 3 different stocks. So if you have a recommendation for a video, leave a comment below and I will try to get to it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and have your notifications on so you don't miss out on any new content here. Okay, so let's get into the market today. Today is August 2nd, 2021. It's the start of a new month. And you can see here the S&P 500 is up 0.08%. The Dow is also up 0.05%, and the NASDAQ is the bigger winner of the day. It's up almost 0.5% at 0.44. You can see that the S&P and Dow were up more this morning, but they did sell off because the bond yields started to dip today. So we'll keep an eye on that for the rest of the week. Hopefully we have a nice green week and everything keeps going up for everyone. All right, so let's get into what I wanted to take a look at today. Today I'm going to do a little bit different. I'm going to be going over a crypto chart. I'm going to cover Ethereum Classic. I usually only do stocks, but I wanted to cover this one also, just to change it up a little bit. If you guys like the crypto also, let me know in the comments and I'll try to cover more of them. All right, so right now, currently, Ethereum Classic is trading at $51.57 at the time of this recording. It's up 90 cents on the day, which is the equivalent of about 1.77%. In the past week, it is actually down a little over 1.5%. All right, in the past month, it's down about 2.8% right now. The past 3 months, it is still up about 8%. So right around the beginning of May, you saw this thing shoot up to 175, and then it dipped back down. So we'll go over that in a minute. But in the past year, this thing is up over 550%. So if you bought in a year ago, you're still sitting on huge gains. Even if you bought in right around here, like in April, right before that big run up in May, you're still up on this one because this thing came, if you take a look back in, let's see here, this is, around the 1st of January, you could see this thing was trading at around under $6 right here, around $5.55. So even if you bought in at the beginning of this year, about 8 months ago, you saw a huge gain. If you would have sold out up here somewhere in the 100, 150 area, you would have got a lot on your money. But right now it did drop back down to around $50. You could see, we had that huge run up. We hit a high of $173.68. And we hit that on May 6th of earlier this year. So just a couple months ago. But right after it hit that, that's when we started seeing, the whole crypto space just sell off. And a lot of people lost some money on that. The value or the prices got pretty much cut in half. This one a little bit more than cut in half from the highs. You could see from going to 173, and it made a low right over here in the middle of June here. It made a low of $32.22. You could see, and that was the low that it went down to, and it's recovered a lot since then. It's back up to around $52 right now. But you could see, just the huge drop right there as crypto just sold off. And it should be no surprise to anyone, because if you look at the chart here on the way up, this thing just went straight up within a matter of a couple days here. This is the daily chart of this. So you could see, these green candles here, these huge green candles just all in a row, no consolidation whatsoever on the way up, just straight up big green candles. So you should know, you're going to have a sell-off at the end of this run right here because there was no consolidation. People were just buying, and then boom, hit that point and it just sold off. So you knew you were going to have some consolidation on the way back down in these areas that did not consolidate on the way up. So that should have been expected. Hopefully everyone took profit that was in on this around this time and saw it ride all the way up to there. But let's take a look at their chart right now, and we'll get into some of the support and resistance areas too. You could see here around 140 is where I have my first line. That's our resistance line that we need to get up to, get above there, and close the day above there if we want to see this thing move on to new highs. Because you could see it failed to close above that area around 140. It went way above there intraday, but it did not close the day out above there. And you could see it open the next day up right around that same area, and then it promptly sold off. So that's going to be a key area going forward if we do get back up to these levels here. The next level I wanted to take a look at is around $81 here. You can see that's where I have my next line, and that is where we had a little bit of support on the way down. It did hold up around that area for a little bit, but as you could see, we ended up losing that area and selling off below there. So that's going to be our resistance moving forward. Since we are below that, that was former support on the way down. So we're going to be looking at that as resistance moving forward. You could see, we tried to get back up to that area right around here on the initial bounce, but we could not do that, okay? So that's going to be a key area to watch moving forward. The next area I want to take a look at is right down here, and that's going to be around $40. That's where we've seen this thing hold up, these past couple weeks here. You could see we had a nice bounce off this support there. We went up here and then sold off again, and now we just bounced off there again not too long ago. And we had a nice little recovery off of this support. So this is our main support we're looking at around $40. We're going to need to hold this area if we want to see this thing go back up to around 81 and retest that former support area up there, okay? And you did see this thing drop below there briefly intraday, but it did not close the day out below this support. So I have my next support around $30 right here. You can see that was former support on the way up right before the big explosion to the upside. That was support right in there. So just keep an eye on that. If we do drop below this $40 area, that would be our next area we would be looking at around $29 to $30 right there. But I don't think it'll come to that. You could see here on my chart this green trend line I have drawn. That is our trend line we've been trading in since around March when it did make that big run up. We had that big drop here. It bounced off this trend line, which is pretty close to my 200-day moving average, but we did not make it down to the 200-day moving average. We bounced off the trend line, traded up, sold off again, and then we had another solid bounce off of this trend line. Okay, so this is holding up moving forward. And also I wanted to point out on my chart, this red line, which is my downtrend line, it pretty much follows my 50-day moving average on my daily chart here pretty closely. And you can see that's been acting as resistance since around the end of May here. You could see we every time we get up to this line, we touch it and then it just sells off. But just recently, within these past 2 weeks here, we have broken out and we are starting to trade above our 50-day moving average. You can see these past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles. So these past 5 days here, we've been able to get above this 50-day moving average and hold above there. That's the most important thing, is we're holding above there. And hopefully, once these moving averages start to curl up, that'll act as support moving forward, and it'll carry us up to this $81 resistance area. But right now, we're also holding our 8-day moving average here in the white, and like I said, our 50-day in the dark blue here. I have my 30-day right here in the green, my 21-day moving average in the light blue, and my 200-day moving average is all the way down here in the yellow. Okay, so we're looking good on the daily chart. We have a little momentum with us, and we're trading above all moving average. All right, so let me just check out my weekly chart, see what's going on this one. And as you can see here, we are above our 8-day moving average, 21-day, 30-day, 50-day, and 200-day. So we just regained our 8-day moving average, which was acting as resistance on the weekly chart here. We just were able to get above that last week, and now this week we're starting the week out, you know, above there also. So that's a good sign too. That will act as support also, and you can see our 21-day moving average has been acting as support too for a while now. So we'll keep an eye on that, make sure we hold those moving averages moving forward, and we'll see what we could do in the next couple weeks here. And also, let me just go back to the daily chart. I think I forgot to mention, you see how we broke out of this downtrend here? You know, this is the importance of having trend lines on your charts if you're looking for a nice entry. You could see, you know, this thing came up to this trend line and it finally broke through right here. And once you saw that around here, you know, the big green candle breaking through the trend line is usually a nice time to get in. Once you see that, once you see it's finally broken out and closed the day above that trend line there, that's usually a good place to enter a trade if you're looking, you know, for a nice swing trade or just to get into a long position. So just keep that in mind. You know, when you guys are trading or looking at charts, that's always a very good time to get in. So that's about it for this one. Hope you guys liked the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and have your notifications on so you don't miss out on any new content here. And we will see you next time on Chart Stoppers.